Welcome, seekers. You have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel, and if you are already a subscribed member, then welcome back. If you're not, consider subscribing. I will be releasing more pick a card videos just like this one. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted when one of these videos is uploaded. Alright, so before we get started, just want to remind you, seekers, that I am offering private readings at this time. If you're interested, the link is going to be in the description below. Alright, so this is a long-awaited video. This is a long-awaited pick a card. This is going to touch on career, abundance, money. We're going to go into great detail in each of these areas in your life. So, seekers, in front of you, you have three groups. You have group number one, and this is the Dragon Seer Stone. For group number one. For group number two, we have the Labradorite Moonstone. And for group number three, we have the Turquoise Stone. Okay, so go ahead, take a moment to make your selections. This is going to be an in-depth reading, so grab your tea, grab your drink, and join me in your group. The timestamps are going to be in the description below. Welcome, group number one, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. We're going to be talking about money, abundance, career. Now, you picked a very beautiful, beautiful stone. You picked a Dragon Seer Stone. And this is probably the group that I would have picked, right? This Dragon Seer Stone group, because this is my favorite stone. Now, before we get started, I do want to remind you, seekers, that I am offering private readings at this time. So if you are interested in a private reading, the link is going to be down below. You will have to go to my Etsy store. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with the theme of your abundance and career reading with the Sacred Light Oracle. So this is one of the newer oracle decks that came out by Anna Stark. We're going to use this to represent the theme for your reading. So let's go ahead and take a look. Look at that. You've got Sphere of Light, and the keywords attached to the Sphere of Light are healing hands, empathetic qualities, animal wisdom. Beautiful. Okay. So that is a very powerful theme. Very powerful theme. And I think that in many ways, it's a foretelling of what is to come when we're talking about abundance, when we're talking about essentially receiving something. What we have here is putting in the work necessary to obtain something from the universe. And the fact that we have this this combination with your Dragon Seer Stone and the Sphere of Light tells me that there is a vision that you have potentially dedicated some time in, some attention to, and now you're probably going to start seeing the fruits of that if you haven't already. But I feel like it might take on a whole new meaning, or it might take on a whole new life of its own. So this is very, very beautiful, beautiful news for any kind of entrepreneur or a business person, but also for whoever is actually trying to manifest something financially or with their abundance, right? So the fact that one of the key words here is healing hands, it means that you've healed something, and obviously the only thing that can be is your ability to move forward and actually have the drive and ambition to obtain what it is that you want, right? Because there is energy, there's passion that has to be put into this abundance of yours. And so I feel that your gifts have been applied very well. You've applied them very well, and you're going to start seeing some kind of reward for that. So that's interesting. Now the animal wisdom, we're gonna need a little more from that. We're gonna need some tarot to understand that fully. But let's see what kind of animal wisdom we're talking about. Now we're gonna throw some tarot. I'm gonna use a brand new tarot deck. I'm actually pretty excited to use this deck. This is the Tarot of Oppositions. And it's definitely something to behold, right? Every card has the dual meaning. So you've got the upright representation here of the Magician, then you've got the reversed representation of the Magician, right? And then every card is like that, right? You've got the positive and the negative. So this is a very interesting deck, Tarot of Oppositions. So we're gonna go ahead and use this one for your reading, and we're gonna start with a very simple past, present, future spread. And we're just going to try and obtain as much information about your career, your money, the abundance that's coming to you, what you're leaving behind. This is an in-depth reading, and then we're going to use some oracle cards to give us a little more information. So this is your past, this is your present, and this is your future. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. So, you know, there's definitely an energy here of just you overcoming something. You know, there's definitely an energy here of you moving forward. So let's go ahead and get started with the past, right? So in the past, what we have here is we have the Five of Pentacles. And so the Five of Pentacles represents going through some struggle, going through some limitations, right? Now you did get it. In some ways this is reversed, because if it would have been upright, we would have gotten the other interpretation. So it almost feels like in the past you've had to struggle, you've had to in some ways receive charitable, you know. So this is the energy of, for example, getting food stamps or getting some kind of government aid or assistance, right? Or just being helped in some way, somehow. You were being helped financially. Sometimes you don't even realize exactly from who you're getting that help from, but we have a little bit of information here, right? So you got some help from this Knight, of Wands. But the problem here is that this Knight of Wands, we didn't get the upright Knight of Wands, we got the reversed Knight of Wands. And so this Knight of Wands is fierce. This is the Knight of Wands that does a favor for you or helps you, but then they're cruel and they're mean and they expect something, right? So there's that dark interpretation. Whereas, you know, the Knight of Wands upright would have been someone that is there to help you and assist you and just, you know, care about you, right? So it's like, I feel like there's definitely some people that helped you, gave you that charity, gave you that assistance, but they demanded something from you. And it was definitely this feeling of just wanting to get away from that, not wanting to be a part of that reality. You know, it was a pretty stark, pretty bad reality. And so I think that from that, you know, it kind of kept you in a certain place, in a certain mentality, whereas you just couldn't move forward, or you were always in this I would say this this energy or this feeling of just dread. And I feel like, you know, potentially the people that helped you sometimes put you down, made you feel bad about what you were going through, the things that you were suffering through. They made you feel bad. And so we have here, makes perfect sense why the key word with this sphere of light is healing hands, because you had to heal from this energy here. Very difficult when somebody, you know, makes you feel a certain way, when you really truly need or are in need of that help, and then you feel like a burden, and this person that's supposed to help you and maybe care for you is essentially acting as if you are a burden, right? And so that is an energy that's just very depleting, just leaves you feeling just so chaotic inside. And I see that reflected here with this you know, Knight of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so let's move on to the present. Where are you presently? So it's interesting because you've got the Six of Swords, it's the reverse Six of Swords, and then you've got the Six of Wands upright. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful representation of stability, right? So let's go ahead and walk through this. So with the Six of Swords, you've got the reversed Six of Swords, right? So the reverse Six of Swords is talking about you having reached a certain place, right? So with the upright Six of Swords, you're kind of traveling, right? You're trying to get to that place, right? And you are happy. You're, you know, there's this sense of energy and vitality, and you're going to move forward and find your way out there. But here, what you got is you've already reached your destination. Right? You've already gotten there. And so it's almost like it's been a while, right? Like, I think that what this card is trying to tell you is that you've already come towards an idea, or you've already reached a place where you know you're going to be successful here. So in a career setting, you know, you've definitely made the right decision. So for those of you that are thinking, should I do this or should I do that? I think that intuitively what you feel is the right thing, that's essentially where you're at. And so you're going to be able to yield incredible results from pursuing what you already know to be true, where your skills would be best used. And so also this talks about you having reached your destination in a way where you don't really need to look anywhere else to obtain your abundance or to obtain your financial reward. You've reached that place. Now the only thing left to do is to continue moving forward in that same direction, right? Just work at it. And so the reason why we have that is because, the reason why I'm saying that, I'm sorry, is because of the Six of Wands here. And so the Six of Wands, this is someone who's reached a place of success, right? As you can see them here, this is that same journeyman that we saw in that Six of Swords, right? Traveling on that boat. Now he's gotten off his boat, and he's just kind of walking through the crowd, and people are just clapping. They're saying, wow, look at this person, right? They've reached the place. They know what they want. They know how they're going to get it. All that's needed is persistence, right? It's just to keep moving forward, which is another reason why this knight is on his horse. He's moving forward. He's not stopping. He's going to obtain what he came to obtain. And so, you know, if you would have gotten this card reversed, obviously, then we've got someone who's just full of himself and has absolutely no idea that they've reached a desolate place where unfortunately there's just nothing for them. No, you got this card upright. So you have reached the place of success. You've reached the place of true mastery in a certain skill. Or, you know, it could also be talking about you and your ability to just attract wealth to you. It could be talking about you and the energy that you've been putting into manifesting something, right? And so this is the law of attraction in full motion here, where you know that you essentially want something and you're not moving away from that. You know you're going to have success, and so you're just taking the steps in that direction. You're doing everything necessary to make sure that this comes into fruition for you. And so that is a part of that healing hands, right? It's also a perfect representation of what you've left behind and where you are going, right? So this knight is moving away from this crippling energy here of this Knight of Wands, right? That's just in the past has hurt you and made you feel somewhat, you know, lesser than. Now, you know, this Knight of Wands in the past can also be a representation of yourself and what that Knight of Wands transferred to you, right? This is you feeling like you have nowhere to go. You have no opportunities. You have nothing to behold or nothing to really invest, or there was just like this desolate kind of energy. But now, here in the future, with this Six of Wands, it's like you have the vitality, you have the resources, you have the energy. You've been successful before, so you're going to be successful moving on, right? So this is a very beautiful kind of present energy. If there's any kind of shadow that I would essentially highlight here, is just to always check in with yourself, right? Make sure that you are in many ways asking yourself, is this what I truly want to do? This destination that I've reached, how can I make it better, right? Never stop moving forward. Always keep on striving for greatness, because you will obtain it. Now, in the future, you have got something pretty dynamic and very exciting. So you've got a major arcana, the Hierophant upright, and then you've got a Knight of Cups reverse. So you've got a court card reverse. So that's interesting. Now, there's multiple meanings here, and we're going to talk about it. So number one, the Hierophant, right? So you've got the Hierophant upright. This Hierophant upright, as you can see, there's joy here. There's this sense of just feeling completed. Now, the actual representation of the Hierophant, or the meaning of the Hierophant, is that you've taken this divine source, right? This divine source that's raw and it's powerful, and you've taken it and you've turned it into a building. You've turned it into a place, a body, a physical structure. And now it's like you're dwelling within that physical structure. So this is the person that is able to take knowledge. It could be occult knowledge, esoteric knowledge, just knowledge, right? And apply it real time. Whereas, and also, you know, there's an energy of helping others, right? So the true power of this Hierophant doesn't only come from their ability to just manifest greatness and glory for themselves alone. It comes from helping other people. It comes from assisting the world move forward, right? That's where true mastery and true wealth and abundance comes from. Whereas the Hierophant reversed, right, what we have here is kind of a priest-like figure that's just all for himself, right? Doesn't really care about anyone. There's darkness looming. They're bitter because they know that they want more and more power, and they're never going to have enough of it, right? So, you know, here with the Hierophant, you are content, you are happy, right? The upright version of it. So now we also have the Knight of Cups, and I feel that with the Knight of Cups, you know, you did get it reversed. So I feel that this has dual meaning. You need to be careful with people around you. You know, there might be some people that want to bring you down emotionally. This is in a future position, so be very careful with people that want to come and speak negatively of your success, right? This is negative feedback. This is people that are jealous. This is people that essentially, you know, they see your success and they say, oh, that's not all that important, right? They kind of squander that, right? And so there's a transference of energy here, and I think that it's going to affect you even more than other people because you've been hurt by people like this before. You know, in the past, you had the Knight of Wands taking your energy away. And now in the future, you don't have someone taking your energy away, but what you have is this Knight of Cups that's trying to take your energy away. That's trying to bring you down. That's trying to make you feel like you're doing something wrong, or to make you self-conscious, or, you know, one thing about this world, there is malevolence, there are haters, there are people that want to hurt us, there are people that want to energetically diminish us. That is the reality of this time. And I talk about it because that's what reality is. That's what this physical world brings us. And so if we don't talk about it, then unfortunately what you have is a tarot reader that's unbalanced and maybe potentially untruthful. So what I see here is some people will want to, in some ways, make you feel bad about yourself, bad about your accomplishments, right? And, you know, that is unfortunate. But the reason why it's showing up is because it is going to affect you. And potentially, if you really listen to that negativity, it's going to do something to you where it might halt your progress. It might keep you in a place of despair. Maybe it'll lead to some depression or anxiety, and that will in some ways impede your progress, and you don't want that, right? So hopefully, you know, you are able to find people like this, right? This beautiful Knight of Cups upright that they want to celebrate with you, they want to cheer with you. You know, this is the card of, hey, we're gonna go ahead and be happy together, right? I wish that these people can show up in your life, but unfortunately this card came out reversed. So just be very careful with that dark energy, right? Be very careful with people like that unfortunately are just trying to diminish you because they're just haters. They're hating on you. They're hating on that beautiful light that you're shining, right? And so, you know, one of the things to consider here, empathic qualities, empathetic qualities. So this group, there's an energy about you. I think that this is the group of the witches. This is the group of the wizards. This is the group of the Reiki healers. This is the group of the tarot readers. This is my group, because it's like, definitely, I would have definitely picked the Dragon Seer Stone. So that's pretty interesting that there's so much magic with this group. Also, the fact that you've got healing hands. I think some of you have the ability to heal people with your hands. So maybe potentially you didn't know that you had that, but you've experienced that where, you know, when people are around you, maybe they feel at peace, or they feel easy, or they feel like they can in some ways relax around you. And that's because you are a natural healer. You have healing abilities, okay? So now, the animal wisdom, I've been wanting to try and find a deeper meaning to the animal wisdom, and the tarot cards just have not provided it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with what I originally felt that was trying to tell us. And so what animal wisdom I think means is that you are someone who's a very shamanic kind of person. You know, a lot of you are shamans. And so with shamans, I think that you are best surrounded by life. And that life is animals. It's animal life. And so I feel that you guys would benefit greatly by going out into nature and not just walking through nature, right? And maybe being on your phone, but actually, you know, connecting with nature, watching life unfurl around you, you know, just even observing just how the ants carry on with their day, how they work together to accomplish something, how the birds sing and dance. And, you know, there's definitely this energy that of just Earth, Mother Earth trying to call you back. Keep in mind that a lot of the technological advances that we have today come from Mother Earth, from the observance of animals and how they did things. So those are the first teachers. We've just, obviously we as humans now believe that we're greater than the animals, and we're greater than Mother Nature, right? Where we can just do whatever we want to her. But if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for her tutelage, if it wasn't for her knowledge, we would not be where we are today. So it's like you're being called back to that, right? You're being called back to observance of Mother Nature and all of the animals and all of the wonders. All right. So now we're going to throw some oracle cards, and we're just going to focus on the future. You know, what's coming for you in the future. Now that we did a past, present, future spread, what is coming for you energetically in the future? So we're going to start with the elemental oracle. All right, we're just going to throw one elemental oracle card, and let's see what we get here. One elemental oracle card. What is coming? Abundance, future, spirit, help us out. Seriously? Animals? This is, you know, I've been getting animals in readings. They've been showing up. It's insane. It really is. But it's just, I think, so beautiful. So let's take a look at this, right? We just got over talking about how animals are important and, you know, going out into nature, and now you've got the animals companionship oracle card from the elemental oracle. So a lot of you are being told that if in some way, somehow you feel potentially like, you know, you are maybe alone, or maybe there's some loneliness, you know, I feel like a lot of you are moving in a direction of true success, true mastery, right? We've got the Hierophant, the Six of Wands. So this is an energy of moving past limitations, reaching a place of mastery and staying there. But I feel that maybe potentially in your move forward, it might be lonely. In some ways you might feel like, you know, there's something missing. And so I feel like if you are able to bring on an animal companion, this is going to do you a lot of good, and it's going to help you in your career. At least that's what the cards are forecasting, right? Animal wisdom, animal companionship. I mean, that's definitely something. At the very least, it's important for you to go out into nature, go out and connect with the animal kingdom. You know, this is definitely something that's going to assist you as you move through your life. Interesting. Wow. All right. So, you know what? Now that we've got all these animals showing up, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to throw an animal spirit oracle card. Why not? So yeah, I wasn't planning on using this oracle deck, but we are now. So the Spirit of the Animal Oracle, let's go ahead and throw just one and see what is your animal guide as you move past your limitations, as you reach a place of abundance. What is your animal guide, and what message does that guide have for you? You've got the armadillo. You've got armadillo spirit, and the armadillo is here to tell you to set healthy boundaries. Wow. Set healthy boundaries. This is beautiful. It's beautiful because I see something very powerfully reflected with this past, present, future. And also your theme card, and that is that you are someone who's very empathetic, right? You want to see people's side. You want to see the goodness in everyone. You have hope, and that hope leads you to just be open and available and present for people, right? So there's a very beautiful empathetic quality about you. But you do have this Knight of Cups reversed, and you've got this Knight of Wands reversed. So even though your energy is so beautiful, your energy is so delightful, it's so bright, unfortunately, you're attracting insects, you're attracting rodents, you're attracting some negativity into your life, some negative people that feed off of that energy. And so it's important for you to set healthy boundaries with people. All right, I think that you have vision. I think that you can understand, and you can, in some ways, if you open yourself to it, you can know people's intentions. But there's always this kind of healing energy about you where even though that person might be malevolent, or you see it, you think that potentially you can heal it or you can change this person. And so you are being told that a lot of times, you know, people, they're not seeking you so that they can change. They're seeking you so that they can take your light, right? They want your light. They want what you have to offer until there's no more. So what the armadillo spirit is here to tell you is to set healthy boundaries with people, right? That's what the armadillo spirit would like for you to do. Interesting. All right. So let's go ahead and throw a card from the High Priestess. Let's see what her message is. So this is, well, not the High Priestess, but the Priestess of Light Oracle. We're just going to throw one card and see what messages we get. High Priestess of Light, give us a message. Oh, twin flames. This is interesting. Look at that. Group number 1. Twin flames. A soul partner. An eternal connection. This is dynamic. This is very dynamic. My goodness. So there's 2 interpretations to this. And for some of you it might sound a bit wacky. So just bear with me. The first obvious interpretation is that you are on a twin flame journey. And so I think that you might potentially meet your twin flame very soon. Once this twin flame comes into your life, they're going to be able to assist you in opening up a gate into abundance, a gate into something that's going to yield incredible results in your life. It's going to give you money. It's going to give you that abundance that you've been looking for. It's going to assist in your career as you assist others. So that twin flame connection that you're on, this soul partner is definitely going to be a big part of your abundance, right? Now, the second interpretation, and this one is one that, you know, it might be very interesting, but the fact that we keep getting animals everywhere is very interesting. So you're being told that you're going to have this animal show up, okay? You are being told that the potential to actually have a pet is going to show up, and it's not even going to be like a pet. It's going to be almost a familiar kind of energy, and this familiar, and it could be, you know, it could be a dog, could be a cat, it could be just could be anything really, but this animal that's coming has in some ways energetically a piece of you. It's like they're here to be with you and assist you and move you forward, which is why we're getting such a huge attention to Mother Earth and animals, right? So I feel that, you know, there's a partner that's coming, and that partner is not another person, but an actual animal. And this connection is very powerful, because I feel that this animal has in some ways reincarnated with you and has assisted you energetically, right? So whenever you're feeling down, or whenever you're feeling defeated, or whenever, you know, there's something that you need to understand or know, it's like this animal's energy has come and helped you. So this is very interesting. I've never had a reading this interesting before. But man, spirit is definitely bringing it today. But wow. All right. So yeah, you know, this animal spirit is going to assist you in you reaching your financial goals, your abundance. All right. So just make sure to be on the lookout for that. And also, if you notice any animals that you keep seeing over and over again in nature, make sure that you're finding the spiritual meaning of that. All right. So like if you see a squirrel every single day for the next 3 days, find out the spiritual meaning of a squirrel, because there might be a deeper message there for you as it pertains to your career, your finances, and your resources. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw one more oracle card. And this oracle card is going to be from the angel realm. So we're going to go ahead and use the Diana Cooper's Archangel Oracle cards. And we're just going to get a quick little message, right, for your future, for your abundance, for your career, for your money. What do we have here? Archangel Gabriel. Look at that. Archangel Gabriel is here to tell you, shimmer with diamond light. Express your creativity. That is a beautiful message from Archangel Gabriel. And so, you know, the message there, I think, is very profound, because it's like a lot of you have a gift, right? Again, we got here the sphere of light. So there's a strong light inside of you. And it's almost like now Gabriel's here to tell you that light is a diamond light. That light is something that you need to shine, that you need to show. And the best way that you can shine that light is with your creativity. So whatever you want to create, you know, if you want to maybe help people heal by making them laugh, that's just an example, then go ahead and do that. But I feel like there's something inside of you that you need to give to the world, that you need to in some ways work on, and it will complete you. And in many ways, you're going to be able to just manifest this abundance if you're able to just give your attention to this. So shimmer with diamond light, express your creativity. All right, so that is what I see here, group number 1. Thank you for watching. Quick reminder, I am offering private readings, so if you're interested in a private reading, the link is going to be in the description below. Thank you, seekers, for your love, for your comments. Let me know what you thought about the reading. I will respond back. I've been responding to every comment, giving you seekers priority. So leave a comment. And also, don't forget to give the video a like as well, seekers. Like. Thank you once again. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. This is career, abundance, money. We're just going to go ahead and see what Spirit tells us. Now, before we get started, I do want to remind you, seekers, that I'm offering private readings at this time. So if you're interested in a private reading with me, the link is going to be below. You do have to go through my Etsy store in order to place your order. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. In front of you, seekers, you have a card from the Sacred Light Oracle. This is one of the newer oracle decks by Anna Stark. Beautiful oracle deck. So it's going to represent the theme of your reading. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what it is. Light Seeker, Light Quest, Visionary, Mental Strength, Resilient. Wow. All right, so I like this card, especially in a career, money, abundance reading. My goodness. So, you know, and the fact that we've got a lot of green around this light seeker is a very telling sign. So what I feel that your theme for this reading so far is that you've put in a lot of work and dedication towards something. You are in some ways a visionary. You know, you have a vision for what you want your life to look like. You have a vision, if you know, in your business, in your investments, in your career, and it's almost like you're working very diligently to obtain some kind of result out of that, right? And so I think one of your greatest strengths is the fact that you are a very resilient person. You have an incredible amount of mental strength. You will not be deterred. You will not be in some ways humiliated, or you will not be told what you can't do. You are the type of person that rises above that, right? Your spirit is a spirit that cannot be quenched. You know, it's like you are someone who will always rise above any kind of challenge presented to you. So that is beautiful. And the fact that you've got light quests can also be an indication that you're on a path to assisting people through finding maybe their higher selves, assisting people in just identifying their shadows and vanquishing those shadows. So there could be a little bit of that going on for some of you. There's definitely a quest here for just transformation, and that transformation usually results in you transforming someone else energetically, you know, with your energy. So it's interesting. Let's go ahead and throw some tarot. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this tarot for a little bit, because it's a very interesting one. I've never used this tarot deck before. This is a new tarot deck. It's called the Tarot of Oppositions. And the interesting thing about this is that every card has a negative and a positive, representation or illustration, right? So here you have the Magician upright, but at the same coin, you know, you have the Magician reversed, right? So it's very interesting. Every single card is like that. So you have the High Priestess here. So this is a very interesting deck. We're going to use it. First time I use it in a reading, the Tarot of Oppositions. So I'm interested. I'm excited to use this. So let me go ahead and shuffle and see. We're going to do a past, present, future spread. I just want to be able to see exactly where you've been. I want to be able to understand, you know, what you're going through right now and how that's going to shape you or just mold you for whatever is coming in your future. So, you know, this isn't just of what's coming reading. This is also going to serve as an in-depth guidance reading as well for you. So let's take a look. This is your past. This is your present. And this is your future. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. You've got some very, very interesting cards here. Very interesting cards. All right. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start with your past. So in the past, it looks like you've got the Four of Pentacles. Unfortunately, you have that Four of Pentacles reversed in the past. So, you know, it talks about going through a period of instability, right? So it looks like when you were growing up or when you were younger, you know, unfortunately, you didn't have the right foundations, right? So you've got here a representation of the Four of Pentacles, who is completely devoid of prosperity, right? You see here a candle is burned out. It's kind of making a mess. Everything behind them is dirty. Things are just falling apart. He looks very bitter, and the fact that he just doesn't have enough, I think, to pay his bills, it's just very frustrating. You know, whereas if you would have gotten this card upright, then what you have is a person that's just complete, happy, joyous, content, right? Chin up. Everything is in order, in line, but unfortunately you got it reversed. So this was your past, you know. It's just I think that maybe potentially you had to endure a very tough, challenging period of financially. It's with this Four of Pentacles, and so it's been very, very hard for you to be able to make ends meet in the past, right? So it looked, you know, it could have been just a parent that struggled. Some of you, I'm getting this only, you know, single parent household. For others, I'm getting that you simply just weren't able to afford the things that you wanted to afford. You just couldn't have the lifestyle that you wanted. So it's been very difficult, right? But there was always an energy of forward moving momentum. So you've got here the Ace of Wands. Now the Ace of Wands is actually shown to us upright, right? So with the upright energy of the Ace of Wands, what you have is forward moving, not being deterred, having passion, and an ability to move past your limitations, right? So this is an energy of newness and expansion in the direction of wanting to have success, in the direction of dynamism. So it feels like even though, you know, you strived and you moved forward and you tried to get ahead, and unfortunately you weren't able to excel in that area, it wasn't because of lack of effort, right? It's like you kept moving forward. There was an energy of true fire within you. You know, you actually pulled through in many ways, right? So it's almost like you're, with this card, with this Ace of Wands, you are someone who, doesn't matter what you go through, you are someone that will always try your very best, your very hardest. And you know, it's definitely what we're seeing here in the past. It goes perfectly well with the theme of your reading, the light seeker, mental strength, resilience. I think that these are the qualities that define you, group number 2, perfectly. Now, in the present, we have a pretty nice kind of energy here, to be quite honest with you. We have definitely something here worth cheering about. So we've got the Eight of Wands upright. And we also have the Five of Swords upright. And so let's go ahead and talk about this energy here. So we start with the Eight of Wands. And what we see here is just a representation of a young boy kind of, you know, feeling like he can do anything, right? Moving forward. This is the kind of energy that says, I am going to try my very hardest, right? So this is potentially someone that has a vision, has an idea of what they want to do, and they go out and do it. It doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter the challenges, doesn't matter the obstacles. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to be successful. And the key here is that I know I'm going to be successful. So here is me actually trying this, right? And so if you were to reverse this card, obviously we have a boy that potentially had the same ideas, but as they moved forward, they were not successful, unfortunately, right? So they almost fell into tragedy here. But that's not your situation right now. So I almost get the feeling that at this moment you are in a position where you've made the right decisions in life, where you're moving forward dynamically, where you're moving forward in a very positive kind of light. You're giving your all to a career path or an opportunity, and in some ways you are being asked to follow through and keep going on this journey, I feel, with this Eight of Wands, right? And one of the reasons why I feel that that's the message is because we go right back to the theme of your reading, a visionary. You are someone with vision, and so that vision has led you to making the right decisions right now, real time in your life. You know what you can do that's going to make you happy. Potentially you've had some opposition, right? You've had people come and tell you, hey, look, I don't know, I don't think that you should do that, right? For whatever reason, that's not a job, or that doesn't sound all that appealing, or how are you going to do this, right? So we see that here with this energy of the Five of Swords. You know, Five of Swords normally talks about conflict with other people, you know, conflict potentially with other people's opinions and words. And so what we have here is you moving past that and finding victory, finding yourself within all of that chaos and all of those negative words, and finding a path forward, right? Whereas, you know, if you were to have gotten this card reversed, we have you showing up completely defeated, right? It's like you showed up to the battle, but you let the words of other people bring you down, and so now you've given up your power, which is why your swords are on the ground as opposed to you actually holding on to them, right? But that's not your situation. You've got your power. You know what you want. You're going to move forward. You're going to be dynamic, and you are going to be successful. That is what your current energies are. That's what you're currently going through. Eight of Wands talks about that, right? Eight of Wands is the card of success, vision, forward moving momentum. All right. Now, we need to talk about your future. I think that there's definitely some advice here that I need to give, and that I think that Spirit really wants you to take with you and to really apply. Okay, because you've got the Seven of Wands reversed and you've got the Four of Swords reversed. All right. Now, what I am seeing here is that you are on a path of victory right now. At this current moment, you are on a path of victory. You're on a path of success. You're on a path of true mastery. But if you energetically shift in any way, you might potentially lose what you've gained and what you will gain. So it's important for you to do a few things to prepare you mentally for what is to come. And one of those things is to be sure about yourself. So we have here the Four of Swords, right? And this Four of Swords came out reversed. And with the Four of Swords reversed, what we have is the mind reaching a breaking point, right? Look at that sword, how rusty it is. That sword is a representation of your mind rusting up, decaying. And so what it leads to is agony, you know, torment, right? And so it leads to bad decision making. Whereas if you were to have drawn this card upright, what you have is essentially someone who is just tranquil, not filled with anxiety, not filled with this energy of dread, right? This person is just at peace. They're able to rest. They're able to know that I've made the right decisions in life, and these things are going to pay off for me in a very profound kind of way. So make sure that you are in some ways checking in with yourself and asking yourself, how is it that I've changed my way of thinking? Am I letting other people's words and opinions to, you know, guide me towards this other thing that I know might potentially not pay off or might be good for me? Am I allowing these people to influence me, right? And so that's where this resilience comes in. That's where this mental strength comes in. You are someone who is just, in many ways, you're built for the hardness of life. You're built mentally for the challenges that life has to, in some ways, potentially present to you. You know, you're built for it. You have that mental strength. You have the stamina. You have the resilience. You have also this energy of just knowing what to do in the most inopportune time so that you can rise above any limitation. But, you know, that is definitely something to look to look into, right? Make sure that you aren't feeling unsure about yourself. And then we have some further a further illustration about that with the Seven of Wands. And so with this Seven of Wands, what we have here, you did get it reversed. So what we have here is a person that is battling to get ahead, and they are now defeated. They're defeated potentially by their own, by themselves. They're defeated by their energy. They're defeated by the energies of life. So this is the person that made the wrong decision, and unfortunately now energetically they're paying for it, right? Here in what should have been their progression in the future, now they've reached a place where they're regressing, right? So again, we've got the Eight of Wands here, right? We've got this energy of jumping through gates. We've got this energy of expansion and growth and stability and an energy of success and true vision and mastery in the present, which is where you're at right now. And that, unfortunately, turning into the Seven of Wands. So we go from the Eight of Wands to the Seven of Wands, where it really should be the other way around, right? So the good thing there is that, you know, you've right now reached a place of understanding, right? And all of your vision, all of your quest, all of your thought process, your entire thought process has led you to this place. And so you are in the right. You just need to continue moving forward. Now, the fact that you've got the Five of Swords here, even though right now you have not allowed other people to change your opinion of where you're at, you haven't allowed other people's words to in any way deter you, there is potentially there's a potential path where you do allow that to happen. And if you do, then you might end up here, right? Which is why this Four of Swords is so telling, because, you know, it's funny, we've got the Eight of Wands and the Five of Swords. And here we've got the Four of Swords and the Seven of Wands reversed, right? So we've got these two upright here, these two reversed here, and it's almost like you're taking a step backwards. And the reason why is because you are going against who you are right now. So right now, group number 2, check in with yourself. Who are you? Who am I? Ask yourself, because this is who I am going to be moving forward. And so it's almost like if Spirit is telling you, listen, maybe potentially you aren't exactly where you want to be. Maybe potentially you want to achieve greater things, and that's perfect. But right now, energetically and mentally, you are where you need to be. You right now are the greatest version of yourself. Okay, you've reached a place. And so the only thing that can deter that, and the only thing that's going to set you back, is by listening to people telling you what you should do based on what their worldview is, which is, I guarantee you, there's always something wrong with it, right? Because only you, yourself, your internal compass, only you can make the decisions for yourself. So be very careful, right? And also, you know, it doesn't even have to be someone else. It doesn't have to be a family member. Obviously, we're not seeing any people here. It could just be you yourself being influenced by what the world is giving you. Right, so obviously there's always a frequency that's in everything, right? You turn on your television set, there's information that's coming in, and that information might deter you. That information might keep you in a certain place, or that information might inspire you, but it could also deter you as well. So be very careful with what you are allowing to change your mindset and your vision. Okay, be very careful where you put your vision. But, you know, what these two cards are telling you is that energetically you are right now in the right place to achieve what you want to achieve, as far as your money goals, as far as your abundance, as far as your career. I think that a lot of you have made the right decision right now as far as your career and what you're doing, right? So you are you are at the right place right now. You know, for some of you that potentially I feel asking, well, I don't know, I don't feel like that's true. I feel like there's more in me to give. You are right. There is more in you to give. There is always more. But you have to start somewhere. You have to go ahead and take that first step, right? Like Lao Tzu says, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. That one step will lead you to another step. And it's step by step where you will reach your greatest version of yourself. And sometimes, you know, if you are looking too far ahead, you might miss it, right? If you're looking too far ahead, that's where the anxiety comes in. That's where the Four of Swords comes in. That's where your mind breaks. Because if you look too far ahead and you tell yourself, I want that, why am I not there? Then you essentially bring anxiety into the picture, and that anxiety cripples you. It leads you to actually not move forward. It kind of leads to procrastination, and ultimately everything around you withers and dies. And so it's very important to understand that you right now energetically are where you need to be. You've made the right decisions. You are in the right state of mind. All you need to do is be patient and move forward as dynamically as this Eight of Wands is. Okay? All right, now we're going to throw some oracle cards to gain further understanding of what is coming. So we're going to throw an elemental oracle card by Stacy DeMarco. All right, we're going to start here. Let's see what we get. Just going to throw one. We're going to focus the oracle reading. We're going to focus on your future, right? Like what is coming in your future. Now, obviously, if Spirit wants to give us further advice, we'll accept it. But we're going to focus on Spirit on the future. What is coming? The Sun. Look at this. So, you know, look at that, right? So Spirit is now coming through and telling you, listen, you are going to have happiness like you can't even imagine, all right? That's what the Sun promises. The Sun is here to tell you that you are going to achieve true happiness, right? And that is a big achievement. Obviously, happiness, it's something that we can all have, but sometimes the minor inconveniences get in the way and it robs us of our happiness. And that's just the way life is, right? And one of the biggest challenges that we will always have to face in this world that we live in is being happy, feeling happy, waking up in the morning and saying, I am happy with my current lot. I am happy with what I've achieved. I am happy with who I am as a person. That's very difficult, right? A lot of people give the advice. A lot of people say they're happy. But then when they're alone, you know, that's when you really truly know, right? So I feel that with this energy, you are going to be very happy. Group number 2, you're going to be happy with what you're going to accomplish. You're going to be happy with the outcome of this continued energy and this continued expansion into what you've decided is best for you right now currently. So beautiful, beautiful oracle card. Let's go ahead and get some further information from the Priestess of Light. Let me show you the box. This is the Priestess of Light Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle, and we're going to see what messages we get from this oracle deck. Wow, look at this. You are on a shamanic journey. My goodness, a lot of magical people. Okay, a lot of magical people are watching this, because the first group was extremely magical, and now we've got a little more magic here with group 2. So nice. That I don't know, it just makes me feel special. It makes me feel happy, you know. But you are in a shamanic journey at this current time. All right, so the shamanic journey is all about purpose, atonement, and a vision quest, right? So we've got a little more information of what you are going to accomplish, what you are going to see. I feel that a lot of you are people that are extremely magical, so you are going to be doing a lot of work energetically with people, you know. So for those of you that are out there that have made the decision to potentially create content that's going to assist people and help people move forward consciously, energetically, mentally, you know, these things are what are going to be very rewarding in the future. All right, so because it's where we're headed, as automation just takes most of those laborious physical jobs. So I feel that a lot of you are going to bring a lot of happiness into people's lives, which further exemplifies, or just, you know, this illustration of the sun is further enhanced with the shamanic journey, because you are going to be someone who brings happiness into other people's lives, right? So energetically, that can be definitely something very, very powerful for you. Again, the word of vision, you are someone that has incredible vision. So I think that you should always check in with yourself, with your ideas. Maybe look into the dreams that you have thought of, right? This may be an exercise that you can do. Take out a journal and write down all of the ideas that you've had, all right? All of the ideas that you've had, write them down. Make sure that you make a note of them, and then always go back, check in, and read them. And if you feel internally some goosebumps, or if you feel a little bit of fire in your belly whenever you read that idea over and over again, there might be something there for you, right? And the reason I say this is because I do see that there's a side of you that potentially lacks trust in yourself, right? It's like, I think that in some ways you are someone who, you know what you want, you know what the vision is, you know what you need to do, you know, you just see how everything can work out for you, but maybe potentially sometimes you are deterred for some reason, and the only clue that we have is your past, right? It's that Four of Pentacles reversed that says, I need to work in order to be able to make ends meet and just get by, right? So it almost feels like you are someone who, you work very hard, you give your everything, and then you are lacking energy at the end of the day for other projects, right? So this is like that 9-to-5 worker that wants to get out of that 9-to-5, but at the same time they give their all towards that job, because, you know, it's like they're so thankful for it, and they want to just give it all. And even though they have dreams and ambitions that aren't really necessarily tied to that job, they still go to work and they give it their all, to the point that when they have their free time, they're burned out, because they simply cannot, they just can't keep going, right? It's like, if you work 8 hours a day, you know what I'm talking about. It's very hard, very difficult to come home and then give your all to something else, right? You have to be someone that is just filled with energy. And so that is very difficult sometimes to accomplish. And I feel like, you know, this might be something that you guys are going to struggle with, right? It's like this desire, this vision that's pulling you to a certain place, but then the responsibilities and the fear of unfortunately not having enough to be able to pay for your bills, and then that fear of going back to that, you know, lack, going back to that energy of not having enough to be able to just get by. And so that's a true fear that's going on here. And so that might be one of your greatest challenges that you will have to overcome, and you will overcome it. You are on a journey. You're on a shamanic journey. So you will find your purpose. And there is a quest that you are on right now, a quest for happiness. You know, I feel that a lot of you potentially, you are unhappy where you are. You're unhappy potentially with where you are working, or you're unhappy with what you are making currently. You're unhappy with where you are in life right now. But there is a promise for brighter and better days. But you have to continue. You have to keep moving forward, one step at a time, and you will be led. Just make sure that you keep that vision, that you keep that drive, that you keep that yearning and that want and that desire. Because the last thing that you want, you know, is to make the wrong decision and then end up here, right? End up in a place where you just don't feel energetically, I would say, inspired. And when you don't, a place where you feel like your mind is wasted and your skills and your abilities are wasted, and it just leads to anxiety. It leads to even more fear. So I think that you are going to overcome this. I think that you are not going to get there. I think that the Oracle cards are forecasting a very good journey ahead for you, right? So it's important for you to tune in and ask yourself, what do I want? Who am I? Right? Always. All right, so let's go ahead and throw another Oracle card. We're going to throw an Oracle card. Let's see. Why not? Let's throw a Spirit Animal Oracle. A Spirit Animal Oracle, and let's see what the Spirit Animal Oracle wants to tell you. This is from the Calais Baron Reed Oracle deck. Let's see. All right, so we're just going to shuffle, and we're going to throw one card. All right, so we've got Bee Spirit. Look at that. You've got Bee Spirit. Sweet results await. Ha ha! What did I tell you, right? Sweet results await. Bee Spirit. So the worker bee works, and then finds their reward in winter, right? So it's almost like you're being told here, you will find what you want. You are working hard, you're working diligently right now, just like that Bee Spirit, but it's all going to be for something truly great for you. So sweet results await. This is in your abundance, this is in your career, this is with your money. All right, beautiful Oracle card, yes. So we're gonna go ahead and throw one more Oracle, and this is from the Archangel Oracle deck by Diana Cooper. Let's go ahead and just throw one card, and let's see what further messages we get from this deck. Archangel Joel. So the closing message is align with the highest. Go with the flow. Beautiful. So yeah, group number 2. This is a beautiful message. You're being told that you are in some ways right now in a good place, right? So you're being told to just release any kind of negativity, release any kind of anxiety, and just go with the flow, right? Like the Lao Tzu quote that I just gave you. Go with the flow. Take every step, and every day take every day as if, you know, you're going to reach this pinnacle at some point, even though it may not feel like it. Remind yourself that sweet results are ahead. Remind yourself that you are on a journey, right? Remind yourself that you are on a visionary journey, and that there's purpose to what you are going to do. Remind yourself that you are a light seeker, and there's an incredible amount of mental strength and resilience, and nothing will be able to bring you down as long as you move forward. And also always keep in mind that Spirit is here to help and assist. Your spirit guides are here to help and assist you. Have that belief in something truly greater than yourself, and you will be able to achieve anything you want economically. You will have the happiness that you are yearning for with that light and that sun. All right? So that is what I see here. Group number 2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you. Just quick reminder, just want to bring to light that I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in a private reading with me, the link is going to be in the description below. You will have to go through my Etsy store to be able to place that order. All right, and also comment down below, seekers. I want to hear from you. I've been responding to pretty much everyone. So, you know, it's fun reading your comments and seeing what you thought about the reading. You know, I love reading your comments. So if you have any feedback, I'd appreciate that feedback. I've been doing some polls as well to see what you seekers would like for me to maybe bring you. Thank you for those that have responded to the polls. You know, it does help. I want to know what direction I should take the channel. Also don't forget to give the video a like as well. All right, so thank you, seekers. I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3, to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. We're talking about career, money, abundance. So we are going to start with the theme. The theme is from the Sacred Light Oracle. Now, before we do that, I would just want to give you seekers a quick reminder. I am offering private readings at this time. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. All right, so this oracle card is from Anna Stark, the Sacred Light Oracle. Very beautiful, beautiful deck, and it's going to represent the theme of today's reading. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what that is. Oh, okay. Well-being, self-preservation, service to spirit, youthful experience. Wow. That is a beautiful, beautiful message and a beautiful theme. It really is. You know, and I think it goes hand in hand with this turquoise stone. You know, turquoise is just very elegant. There's this energy of just being in some ways beautiful. You know, there's this energy of just showing the best version of you to the world. There's an energy of perfection, but it's not the kind of perfection that would hinder you. It's the kind of perfection where you strive for your betterment. You strive for the best. If you don't reach it, that's fine. But there's just this strong sense of beauty with what you're doing, with your projects, with what you will do. So, you know, this is a nice combination here between the turquoise and this card. All right, so let's throw some tarot. Let's see what the tarot reveals. Now, let's talk about the tarot that we're going to use for today, because it's actually a pretty interesting one. We're going to use the Tarot of Oppositions. Okay, now the Tarot of Oppositions is pretty interesting because each card has a upright and reversed illustration. So, you know, we have here the Magician, which would be the Magician upright, but, you know, we also have the Magician reversed. So it's pretty interesting, right? I'm actually very excited to use this deck for this reading. So let's go ahead and shuffle and get started with your reading. We're going to do a past, present, future spread. I've decided that we're going to do a past, present, future spread just because I want a little more understanding of what you've gone through, what shows up in your past, what you're going through in your present, and how all of that is going to affect your future. So let's go ahead and take a look. So this is your past, this is your present, and this is your future. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. So we've got some very interesting energy with these cards. You know, we start in the past position with Temperance. Now that Temperance is reversed, and then you also have the Ten of Pentacles also showing up in a reversed position. And so what I am seeing here with these cards, essentially, let me just fix this, make sure it's all, there we go. All right. So what I am seeing with that Temperance reversed and the Ten of Pentacles reversed is essentially you not having what you want, right? So you've got here an illustration of Temperance reversed, you know, and instead of water pouring out of that cup, you have sand, right? And it almost feels like everything is just chaotic and things are just not in balance quite as it should be. There's decay, you know. Look at the wings, right, of this Temperance as well. There's just there's an energy of just, you know, blue, right? It's like a blue kind of energy that says, I'm not happy, I'm not content, I'm going through a period of instability, possibly depression. So definitely it talks about, you know, the energies of not being happy. Now, you know, if you were to have drawn the Temperance upright, you know, you have here a Temperance that's happy, that's you know, just feeling like they can take on the day. You know, you've got essentially these red wings that are just filled with fire and dynamism and with the energy to move forward. And out of her cup is this, you know, almost translucent light, right there. It's not even water, it's more than water. So yeah, you know, the fact that you've got that Temperance reversed in the past position says that you just come from very humble beginnings, and I feel that these humble beginnings are from the family, right? So you've got here an illustration of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, you know, and we take a closer look at this. It's like this is your family, right, in a past position, trying to do the best that they can to hold on to that coin, to provide, to invest. But you know, the fact that you have all the weeds and all of the plant life dying, decaying, just tells me that there was very little money to go around, very few resources. You know, it's like you had to hold on to that coin pretty heavily, and you had to make it last for, you know, you have to stretch the money a little further, right? You didn't have enough to pretty much do anything with it, right? Whereas if we were to have gotten the Ten of Pentacles upright, right, what do you have here? You have everything that you've ever wanted, beautiful flowers. There's a sense of an invitation. There's a sense of come inside. We have food. We have this joyous experience. The sun is shining. I mean, it's just such a beautiful illustration. But unfortunately, this is what you got in your past, right? You've got the reversal of the Ten of Pentacles. So, you know, it's definitely been very difficult for you. Very difficult for you. Very, to the point where you just are moving away from it, right? So now we move towards the energy of here and now, right? We look at what you're currently going through, and you've got some very interesting cards here. You've got the Six of Swords upright, and you've got the Page of Cups reversed. And so we'll start with the Six of Swords, which is kind of talking about the journey that you're taking, right? Take a closer look at this card. So we've got here, you've got it upright. So what we have is you taking a journey, and you're moving away from this kind of energy, right? You're moving away from that lack. You're moving away from the coffers being empty, not having enough money, not having enough to get by. You're moving away from that. You know, you're moving away from it also on a mental level. I feel like there's this energy with you that says, you know, I'm still there, or I always have the potential to go back there. And so it's been very difficult for you to get away from this lack mindset, because it's all you've ever known, it's all you've ever seen. And so there's a fear, right? Whenever people talk about layoffs, or whenever there's the opportunity for you to think, okay, I'm not going to have work, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, this is something that really impacts you and kind of keeps you in a place of emotional servitude or emotional bondage or slavery almost. And what I mean by that is just that you feel like things are not going to be okay. And so if you feel that, if you truly feel that, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start seeing that in your day-to-day life, you know. So it's been very, I think, challenging for you to move away from that, which is why we've got the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is reversed, right? So this Page of Cups is someone that's, you know, drinking from their cup, and they're just not happy with that, with what the cup has to offer them, right? If you look around them, there's decay, there's things just kind of falling apart. And it's like, you know, you can kind of take from this the fact that what's going on outside is also going on inside this person, this Page of Cups, right? Whereas they just don't feel all that happy. They don't feel like things are going to be okay, right? As the, you know, let's take a look at the Page of Cups upright, right? This Page of Cups is filled with happiness and is filled with contentment and knows that things are going to be okay. But you drew the Page of Cups reversed. And so, you know, there's definitely an energy of just you feeling like things can shift negatively for you quickly. And so, you know, it's talking about you having to overcome that. I think that one of the ways that you can manifest through true greatness and abundance in your life is to acknowledge that there's fear about the past. There's this fear of not having, of lacking, and moving away from that. And I think that you're doing that, which is why we've got the Six of Swords telling us, okay, I'm moving away from that energy. I no longer have that lack mentality. I feel abundant. I feel like things are going to be okay. I feel like I am going to be almost destined to have victory, right? And I'm going to, in some ways, just be victorious. And there is well-being for me, right? So we go right back to the theme here of your reading, well-being, number 36, self-preservation. And you know, I just feel very strongly that you are being asked to shift and change this part of you, okay? Because if you don't, it will lead you towards, unfortunately, not manifesting the abundance that's coming for you. All right, so this reading is really interesting. And you know, the oracle cards are gonna give us a little more insight into what's coming in the future, but there is a warning here that I want you to really focus on. And the warning is that if you, in the present right now, don't keep working on yourself and in some ways acknowledge the fact that you come from humble beginnings, and that has left a scar in you to the point where you are fearful of losing money, you're fearful of going back there, you're fearful of not having a job, right? As you have to acknowledge the fact that you are afraid almost of money. And so if you are afraid of it, then sometimes these things just don't come to you. And we see that with the Queen of Pentacles in a future position. So what we have here is the Queen of Pentacles reversed for you, right? So it's almost like this Queen of Pentacles has now turned into like this worst nightmare kind of scenario where she, in many ways, is just not fruitful. You know, she's just not fruitful. Now, the illustration here doesn't really do it a lot of justice. The illustration here shows possibly a woman that wants to take advantage of you. But we can take a look at this Queen of Pentacles reversed and say, okay, there's going to be a lack thereof, right? There won't be, you know, enough to go around. Financially, I'm not going to accomplish my goals. Whereas, you know, the Queen of Pentacles upright, which is ideally where you want to be, looks at her gold coin and knows, this is mine, I've earned this, you know, I feel complete, I feel full, this is going to nourish me, I'm going to be able to fulfill my goals, I'm going to be able to fund my campaign, fund my projects, and it's just going to multiply, and abundance is going to come in, right? So it's like, in the present position, this right here, this fear, this inability to really truly see that you've come a long way, and see just how fear plays a big role in your thought process, right? And in your emotional state. Not understanding that could lead you to more worry. So we have here the Nine of Swords, and you've got it reversed, right? So the Nine of Swords reversed, I mean, this is your worst nightmare. This is the mind reaching almost a breaking point. This is blockage. This is insecurities. This is the person that cannot manifest anything good for themselves. What they manifest is lack, fear, anxiety, worry, right? And the Nine of Swords upright is still pretty terrible, but at the same time, there's an opportunity to move past, right? But you didn't get that. You got it reversed. And so it almost exemplifies, it makes the card worse. So, you know, Spirit is asking you to avoid this future, to avoid this kind of energy here. And the only way that you do it is to acknowledge the fact that you are light, that you are in many ways being guided, that you are going to serve spirit, that you're going to serve this beautiful, vast energy and power, and that in no way, shape, or form will that vast energy and power leave you stranded or yearning for. There's no way that you were brought into this world to lack and to not have. And so the only way that you get to that place, I feel, is by you worrying about it and being fearful and not putting your faith into something greater than yourself, like the power of spirit. And so spirit is pretty much telling you, listen, you've been brought to this planet to serve me. That's the message from spirit to you, which is why we've got this well-being card talking about service to spirit, right? So let's look at the keywords attached to this, right? One of the keywords is service to spirit, right? And so, and self-preservation. Why is that? It's because spirit is telling you the reason why you experienced certain things in the past could very well be because of your family, right? This is one of those things where it almost becomes like a generational thing, where your family might have had this this thinking of lack and fear. And so what they ended up doing with their power and their ability is that they ended up manifesting that fear. They ended up bringing that energy into their existence, right? And so, sometimes we ask spirit, well, why is it that way, right? Why do these bad things happen to us? Why can't I have the abundance that I truly want? Or it's not even that I truly want. It's why can't I have the abundance that my neighbor has, right? I see my neighbor having it. Why can't I have it? And so the answer almost always is because it's not what you see, is what you feel. It's not what you see, is what you think. It's not what you see, it's what you are. And so if you are fearful, if you are walking in this energy of just sorrow, or this energy of just I can't be without this job because if not my world will collapse, well, guess what? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and your world will collapse. That's where people become stagnant. That's where people start taking steps backwards. That's where mental blockages come in. And so in order to truly tap into this energy of just abundance, you have to be able to acknowledge the fears of the past, acknowledge that you've come from very humble beginnings, and those beginnings have shaped and molded you, and it's injected a lot of fear into you. That your family has injected a lot of that fear into you, a lot of that insecurity into you, to the point where now it's a part of you right now. And so the good thing is that you're doing the effort with the Six of Swords. You're trying to change. You're trying to move past this, right? And it's also talking about there being change. The Six of Swords is telling you you've seen the change, you've experienced the change, but unfortunately you're still stuck in this Page of Cups. It's like you're looking for the bad to come. Like, where's the bad gonna hit me now? How is this great thing going to be ruined, right? You're just kind of looking for it, and so it's like you're expecting it, and it's not enough for you to hear, from another reader, or for someone to tell you be positive and you will have success. It's not enough, and that's because it's a generational thing. It's very difficult for you to get rid of this, right? It's something that has to be a daily thing, a daily occurrence, a daily almost renewal. And so you have to realize whenever fear comes in about money, just tell yourself, I am abundance. Spirit has my back. I am in service to spirit. Spirit is going to assist me and put the right energies around me so that I can prosper and be something great and dynamic, right? These things you have to feel. The only way that you're going to reach past all of this darkness here in your past, and potentially the future if you don't change it, is by fully embracing this and knowing that you are well, right? All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards and let's see what we get. We're gonna throw an elemental oracle and see what the elemental oracle tells us. So essentially what we're gonna just do here is talk about the future. What is coming? What are you destined to achieve? What abundance is coming your way? Look at that, the Bohemy. So the Bohemy talks about connection. This is a very beautiful card because it does talk a little bit about, you know, that connection to spirit, right? So we already know you are brought to this earth to be of service to spirit, to move people forward. You've got the number 44 up there, which is the number of the master healer. So in many ways, I feel that, you know, you are someone that is going to go through a healing process. You're going to heal these wounds from the past that are in some ways raw, and they're in many ways shaping your future, right? These wounds of the past. You're going to heal from that. And the only way that you're going to heal from that, it's more information and more understanding here from Spirit. You know, Spirit is kind of doubling down here. The only way that you're going to be able to truly heal from this is to know that Spirit has your back, to know that Spirit is present and is walking with you. Every step that you take, it's a step that Spirit takes with you. And so there is an energy of support. There's an energy of, I want what's best for you. There's an energy of, we're going to do it together, and you are going to, in many ways, serve me. Your hands are going to be used for the development of this earth. And it's important right now for you to heal yourself from your emotional state, your emotional negativity. And so it's the only way forward. And so let's go ahead and take a look at another oracle deck. We're going to throw, let me see. Yeah, let's throw the Priestess of Light oracle. And let's see what the Priestess of Light has to show us. Let's see. All right, Priestess of Light, talk to us. Sacred purpose. Wow. Look at this. You have a sacred purpose on this earth. Group number 3. Eternal flame, ancestral legacy. My. So again, you know, we have this energy here of ancestors, right? The past. And also we have an energy here of overcoming whatever limitations from that past so that you can reach a greater good. And it almost feels now like Spirit is telling you the reason why these things have potentially happened and why you've had to experience and see certain things is because your purpose is tied to helping people get past this, right? We're all here to develop ourselves. We're here to learn something so that we can take with us when we move on. And so whatever lesson you're here to learn, it's tied to this. It's tied to your past. It's tied very closely to your ancestral roots. And so there is this eternal flame with this sacred purpose. We have this eternal flame showing up, which is telling you that, you know, nothing and no one can ever essentially put that flame out. This is the flame of life. This is the process of life. So it's also talking about acceptance. You have to accept what you went through. You have to accept who you are. You have to accept the difficulties of life. And in accepting, you'll be able to fully connect to Spirit. You'll be able to fully go with the flow of what's present. You'll be able to take one step forward and never a step back. And that will lead you to your purpose. That will lead you to your abundance. That will lead you to you being able to just see the fruits of this world. And it's going to make you feel complete. Okay. So, you know, in many ways, I think that you are going to be touched by Spirit. I don't know if maybe potentially you already know exactly what your purpose is. You know, the tarot really didn't give us any insight into you right now currently understanding what your purpose is. I feel that there's some healing that needs to take place before your purpose is truly revealed. And I think that there's a lot of emotional trauma, and you know, unfortunately that emotional trauma might lead to some actual mental challenges and mental problems if not addressed right now. And so I think that Spirit wants to heal you. You've got the number 44 there, the master healer, connection to the source. And I feel that, you know, Spirit is going to start giving you messages, healing messages, so that you're able to fully see what's in front of you. You're able to fully understand that your purpose is sacred, that you are a part of an eternal purpose, an eternal flame. And I feel very strongly, group number 3, that you are going to build a very beautiful, beautiful legacy. And it's important for you to right now at this moment connect to Spirit the way that you know how. Connect with Spirit and go through that healing process and examine You know, what things you're bringing from your past that have left you feeling unstable and fearful at this time. Release it, let it go, and let the abundance come in. All right, so let's go ahead and throw Spirit Animal Oracle. This is a very nice deck. This is from Colette Baron Reed. So we're just going to throw one card, see what we get. So we've got the Badger Spirit. Are you kidding me? You've got Badger Spirit. So, I mean, come on. It doesn't get any more obvious than this. The message of the Badger Spirit is be fearless and bold, right? I mean, you can read it right there for yourself. Be fearless and bold. So I think that, you know, one of the reasons why that might be lacking is, again, your past, right? I don't want to beat a dead horse here. We've already talked about that enough, but it's tied, right? Like, this reading is Spirit trying to give you that guidance that you need at this moment in time. And just the help and the assistance to move past your limitations so that you can truly reach and obtain that abundance that you've been wanting and desiring. So this Badger Spirit is here to just really drive the point home. Be fearless and bold, right? Boldness means you're going to move forward no matter what. If you lose that job, that's fine. There'll be other jobs. If you lose that job, you know what? I'm starting a business. And you know what? It doesn't matter any hiccups along the way, any minor inconveniences. I know I have Spirit behind me. I know that Spirit is going to assist me and help me in everything. And I know that a path is going to be made visible in front of me. A path that I can take if ever I need it. I know that I'm not alone on this planet. Very important for you to see that. Very important for you to understand that. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Archangel Oracle. So this is going to be the final Oracle card. I just want to get a direct message from the Archangels. Looks like you have 20 cards. Let's go ahead and start that over again. So let's shuffle. Let's see if you get that angel that came out again. We'll leave it up to Spirit. All right, so here we go. Archangel Jeremiel. The message is learn from your challenges, relax, and trust. Wow. I mean, that's your closing message. So that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful message. You know, my goodness. Spirit has your back, group number 3. I mean, Spirit is just present in this reading so powerfully. You know, there's a sense of wanting to help you move past any limitation. There's a sense of, I'm not abandoning you. I'm just helping you. I'm trying to get you to understand what's going on. And understand that in many ways you decided to come to this earth. You've decided to reincarnate. You've decided to live this. And now I am tasked with assisting you move past these limitations that you might be facing so that you can reach what you are here to reach. So be fearless and bold. Learn from your challenges. Relax at this moment and trust that things will go your way. You are here to be of service to Spirit. You will have an ancestral legacy to fulfill. Your purpose is sacred. You are a part of the eternal flame. Connect. Connect to the source, and you will have everything that you need. All right. So that brings us to the very end of your reading. Thank you, seekers, for watching. Quick reminder, I am offering private readings if you're interested. The link is going to be down below. You do have to go through my Etsy store if you're interested in that. Also, leave a comment. I want to hear from you, seekers. I've been responding to you. If you've left a comment, you know that I've responded. I love reading your comments and just, you know, gathering feedback. Let me know what you thought about the reading. And also, don't forget to give the video a like. Thank you, seekers. I love you. Bye-bye.